Hi everyone, it's Jenny with Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. We're on YouTube and Instagram at Joey143Jenny, and we're on Facebook at Joey and Jenny's Little Yellow House. Okay, so do y'all remember I got this in part of our travels and I thought it would be kind of fun to try to make one? Well, that's what we're going to do today. So I thought that was a really interesting way to put a journal together. So I tried one yesterday, actually tried to make a video of it, but it was such a disaster I decided to scrap it and learn from my mistakes and show it to you. Let's do this other one. So let's just do this one today. So here it is from yesterday, and I did have a little time to decorate, not fully, but you know, I just put some in. So the one today is going to be slightly different in the sense that this one I actually folded some pages like you would in a normal, what we typically do for a journal signature. So I folded some pages, but really what I found was it's easier if you just have single pages. So if you're looking for a way to do just a single page and not an actual sewn in signature, this may be, you know, an option for you. So anyways, the front and the back is from Artsology, from the mystery, one of the mystery packs. I don't remember which mystery pack because I love them all. And then of course these are from the Junk Journal Studio. They're her botanicals. So pretty. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside and just show you where I'm at today. So today I have these two. Both are from, the covers are from the Junk Journal Studio Summer Bounty, and I think I'm going to use this one today. So I'll set that aside. And what I'm going to do is cut it in half. So it's an 8.5 by 11. So we'll cut it at 5.5. Okay. All right. So far, so good. It's a little tricky if you have a, not super tricky, but if you have a pattern that is directional, so I would consider this directional, then you need to make sure to understand the folding. So let's say this is the front and I want this along this side, or let's see, maybe I'll do it this way. I think that's the way I'll do it. So this is the front, and I'm going to have the blank along this side. And then when I flip it over, this is the back. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to fold this in, and we're going to fold this in. And I've got my little scoreboard. If you don't have a scoreboard, don't worry. Just use your ruler and you know, like a bone folder or something. Okay, so on both of these sides that don't have the fruit, I'm going to go 1 inch. That's just a little bit of a lesson learned from yesterday. I'm going to go 1 inch. Just a little, it seems like 1 inch gives me plenty of wiggle room. Okay, 1 inch here. All right. Get that down in there. Okay. I got started right away. So I hope everybody's doing really well and enjoying the summertime, if it's summer where you're at. We have had so much rain, but the last 2 days have been so wonderful. Like just 80, not even into the 80s, just 80. Okay, so the front has a little fold and the back has a little fold. Okay, so that's your front and your back, like this. Okay, there's the front and there's the back. Okay, all right. Then what I did was I collected a bunch of papers and I tried to get them down like this, nice as I could. There's one here that might need a little, where's that at? Right here. So this is another thing, another lesson learned was the cleaner the end that you're binding, the better when using this little prototype that from the camp that we're using. Okay. All right. And you can put them any which way you want, kind of like you do when you make your junk journal. But what I did is this time I graduated them a little bit. It's not fully graduated, small to large and wide, narrow to wide, but for the most part. Okay, so everything's kind of lined up there, and I'm going to just put this on here to keep everything together. Okay, so basically this is going to go here, and this is going to go here. Okay, so it is going to cover some of that up. So keep that in mind. If there's something pretty that you don't want to cover up, you can do what I did yesterday. Where's the one I did yesterday? Here it is. And example, I don't know if you can see this, but I hinged in about 1 inch for that one because I wanted to keep that whole thing. Is there any other hinge in here? This one is hinged. So you can kind of see that. So you could add, to the width. It'll poke it out though on this side. So, just play with it. It's all fun. Okay, so then what I did was I made myself a little template. So this is the 8.5. Okay. And I did this because yesterday when I did this one, I punched everything at one time with my, what is this? My Crocodile. So you would think that that would be the way to go about it. And it may be. I'm going to try to do today with just the hole punch. But I found that I had a hard time keeping everything straight because I came through, this long way to get at everything. We'll see. All right. So then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use my little template. And for an 8.5 by 11, I cut it in half to make the cover. Then I went, what did I do? What is that? A 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch? It looks like a big 1/4 inch. No, it's a 1/2 inch. Okay, I went 1/2 inch down, and then I went into the center, which would be 4 1/4, and then I went 2 inches on either side, because when I put this up here, it really gets everything 3 times. So I thought that was a good measurement. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, let's see. This is my front. It's going to go like this. I want to measure from the edge. Okay, I got to think here for a second, because here from the edge, I'm going to measure here. So in order for that to come over that, okay, so I need to measure from the fold, I think. We'll see, won't we? Okay, so I'm going to measure from the fold, and I put my little dots here. And then let's go ahead and do this one. Flip it over. Measure from the fold. That red is kind of hard to tell. Goodness. Let's hope that this is aligned. I may punch these two at the same time just to make sure the two They look about right. Oof, let's do it. Okay. So maybe what I'll do is line. Maybe I'll do it like this. I'm nervous. I can't figure out exactly. It's supposed to go like that. Okay, let's do it this way. I think. We're going to give it a try. So I'm going to line these up instead. Now if I can remember which one's which, put a little circle in it. So it's a little far off. I don't know. We're going to try. I printed a second. I printed a second one just in case. Okay. There's the back. Okay, wait a second. Oh, that's, yeah, front and back. Okay, they look like they line up. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up with the one that I've already punched. And make my little circles here. Yeah, can you believe it? This is the second one I've done, and this is a better way. I just feel like it's a simple thing, and for some reason I've made it difficult. Oh gosh. I'm never going to get through that. I might need to use the Big Shot. So or the Crop-A-Dile. So if you don't have a Crop-A-Dile, use your template to draw on each one. I gotta find my... I've got a shadow just... Alright, I gotta hold it like this. There it is. I have a shadow from my camera light. Kind of have to have a pretty big grip on the hand to use this thing just without putting it down on the table. Okay. All right. Here we have it. So then we have that and we have that. Okay. Now let's get this. You can get these, I don't know, probably at different office places. I got them on Amazon. It's my go-to. And they have, this came with 3 different sizes, so. And I can't remember how much it was, but it wasn't much in the scheme of, it's under $10, I'll put it that way. Okay, so I'm going to go with the first one through. First one through. There we go. And I'm going to align that and twist it just so that it's like that. And I'll take my bone folder and give it a little smash down in the middle there. And I kind of measured, my measurement included allowing room for these to open, because I looked to see where would I put it here, and it would just be too far down for the smalls that I had, and I kind of wanted to get everything 3 times. Again, don't forget, you are going to lose some of your graphics or whatever because of this binding. So if you want to allot for that, we want a 1/2 inch, then you would just glue on, you know, a 1/2 inch of paper to it to hinge that in or expand it. Okay, I thought I measured that right, but everything is pretty long. Yeah, okay, I did leave a few of them to where we could fold it in, because I didn't want to cut, like I didn't want to cut this up. Fold that over. So fold that in. Uh-oh, I didn't get that one. So that's the thing you can do. I could either pull that out, or you can take it apart and you know, since the holes are there, I would just pull that out and punch holes and then put it back in. Dilled liver and onion. Did I get that? So I think for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and pull this one out. And I didn't fold that in far enough. I mean, it's a, you know, you could add to this. You could leave it 8.5 by 11, leave that 5.5, and then add on to the tab part. I like the thought of it. I kind of feel like this one went a lot smoother, believe it or not, than the other one. I think the problem is that I really need to use smaller papers, or I need to add in that tab area. But I think it's kind of fun. You can add pages if you want. Some of those slipped. I'm not real sure why. Not sure why those slipped like that. Maybe I should have punched the hole a little further up or something. A little further deep on these. Don't know. Hangs out. I could put something over that. Where's that? Where's this paper? This is the paper that I was going to use as a secondary. So why don't we cut 1 inch for this. How about 1.5 inches? Yeah, it's not a total loss, I don't think. I think it's a fun activity and it's different. And it's a little bit of a challenge, you know. I think it would be a fun way to, if you could get your cover the right height and stuff, and maybe make your cover last. I don't know. But if you could get your cover the right, you could, you know, put your magazine pages in that you've cut out. So maybe you've cut out magazine pages to save. I do that. I have so many magazine pages. Maybe that's what I'll do. Because no, I did that wrong. Pressed it. Oh, good grief. Because I love to look at ideas for everything. Gardening, home, whatever. Okay. So it should be on this side. I love this paper. It's so pretty. Okay. Straight. That's pretty. One quarter. A little bit more out. Okay. So today I picked up my grandchildren and took them to play mini golf. And I think I might have mentioned to you that I was going to do that last week, but it rained for like 2 days. And by that time, the weekend came and my nephew and his family were here visiting, and they were staying with my daughter and her family. Anywho, so today was the day, and it was so nice out, and my grandchildren are just so funny, and they're so well behaved. You know, when you get in a place, you forget, because, I mean, I don't forget, but I mean, I'm with them all the time, you know, and, but when you're around a lot of other children, and you see that there is a little bit of a difference in behavior, it's just so sweet to, oh, I see where the glitch is. It's right here. It's just so sweet to see what how respectable they are, and just how, you know, just great people. Even though they're kids, great people. I just love being with them. Okay, so there's that. I did clean out my little glue nozzle today. Couldn't believe how much junk came out of it. Okay, now I'm going to round these. So see, I still have some that's a little long there. Anyways, we did that, and then we went to, we have a custard place here. We went to a custard, had frozen custard. Let's take some of that off. Which was, that was my lunch. Definitely was my lunch. Oh my gosh. So filling. I had, oh, I can't remember the name of it, but it's basically chocolate and cookie dough and chocolate cookie dough, melted chocolate chips and fudge or something. I mean, it's mess. It's so good. Okay, so I think we did okay there. This might need a little bit more glue. And now let's look in our Junk Journal Studio booklet here, our ephemera holder. I just feel like there's such an easier way to make this thing. And I'm so determined because it's fun. I love the look of it. I think it's neat. I think that's fun. I love the look. This has a little bit of a goofy to it. I think my problem is I think the biggest problem is, well, one, getting the holes right, but secondly, I think the problem is getting the paper width. So I do like how this is narrow, although that gave me a little bit of a struggle with getting all of the papers in. But I feel like that's because, I don't know if you can see, some of them are folded and some of them are straight. So I think if I left them straight like I did here, you know, not fold them like a regular signature, that helps. I'm going to keep working on it. I'm going to make one more, maybe when we're done. Okay, Summer Bounty. I think I have that in here already. Yep, here's Summer's Bounty. Let's see what we have in this. See if we have. Let's put something fun on the inside cover here. Well, I need to put a pocket. Just need to cut that off. My cutter's over here on my sideboard. Ooh, just a smidgy more. I don't want to cut too much of it off. I think that's fun. Let's put that down. So yeah, so we did the miniature golf, and then we went and got the, I call it ice cream, but it's custard, frozen custard. Then I came home and did a little bit of laundry and such. The kids went home and did their chores. And that's not very straight. What else is going on? Had such a great time seeing my nephew and his family. Such a great, that's pretty. Such a great family. So that was fun this past week. Ooh, that's pretty. And maybe we put one that says notes for some writing. That's neat. I'm not going to go, I'm not, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I had hair in my eye, so I went to move that, and I completely hit you. I'm so sorry if that startled you. It startled me. It bumped me right in the head. Okay, so let's put one in the back here. Oh gosh, okay. So this might be kind of a little bit of a cluster video as well. So here is the fold. And so that is going to get caught in the fold. Where's my... I guess it's okay. But let's try not to do that on this one. Where's that postcard? Okay, I'm going to go over here and take a little bit off each side. So, yeah, I can't believe I did that. Bumped my head right on that. Okay, what does this do? That works. This one I will put a little bit because I took that border off. So I'm gonna trim the bottom just a little bit too. So my nephew and his family, just such a wonderful family. Their oldest is away. She wasn't able to come. She is this will be her first year in college, and they've had she dances, and so they've had some camps throughout the summer, and she was at one of the camps. She's very talented. Anyways, yeah, so we had them over. I might have mentioned my daughter had us over for a pizza bar last week when they got here. And that was super fun. She had all kinds of toppings and stuff like that. And then we had a pasta bar. And thankfully they had other types of food in between the two, you know. So it didn't seem like Italian. Okay, now I think this butterfly one will be pretty with that. Yeah. And maybe one of these green ones. Oh, another note. Okay. Well, let's see. Do we have a green? Oh, that's pretty. Let's try that. Oh, yeah, that's really cute. Super cute. Okay, these are all things that I cut out, you know, when I first got the digital last year. No, not last year, the year before, I think. Okay, so that's fun. All right, what do we have for the front? Let's put this back for now. Just for now. Okay. Sorry, I gotta put this back on because you wouldn't believe how gooey it was when I cleaned it. Okay, let's see here. Oh, that's neat. Let's see what happens with that. I almost think I need like a big bird or a butterfly or something. This is spring, which is fine, but let's see if I can find something else in the summer. I feel like there were butterflies. There's labels. That's good. Labels. Oh, yeah. Let's get some of that out. Okay. Oh, that's a good size, isn't it? All right. And let's just try to find one image to put on here. Oh, there's some like large, let's see what this looks like. This is like a large postage stamp. Well, it kind of looks matchy-matched there, doesn't it? Let's see if there's something different in there. Maybe that, and I don't have any Summer's Bounty paper in here, but I bet I do in my drawer. Let me look real quick. I usually keep the papers separate from the ephemera. Usually. Summer's Bounty. Okay. The Summer's Bounty kit, so huge. So huge. Oh, and let's see. Hopefully this will air right away because the Junk Journal Studio has her shop on Etsy. The Junk Journal Studio shop on Etsy. And she has it 25% off right now. So you could go and get spring, summer, autumn, fall bounty. So spring bounty, summer bounty, fall bounty, and winter bounty, I think is what it's called. You could go and get all of that for 25% off. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to be set. I mean, you're going to be set. Not to mention, you know, if you have any of her botanicals. But you know what? Get those 4. I mean, they're all of her digitals are great. But get those 4, and they have, you know, things in them besides just, you know, fruit and stuff, you know. Okay. But go on and look. It's like, you know, 30 plus pages, and each page has, if it's not one of the journal pages, it has, you know, tons, as you can see from my ephemera book, which I don't even have all the ephemera in here. I only printed what I used, what I knew I would use. So you just have to go on and look. You're going to be just amazed. The prices are just so good. I think that's what turned me on to the Junk Journal Studio to begin with, before I became a design team member, is I wanted something that was really well done, but I wanted a variety. And so I went on and I found Michelle from the Junk Journal Studio, and the Summer Bounty was the first one I got. And then I got the Fall Bounty. No. Summer Bounty. And then I got the Christmas Holiday and the add-ons, which are gajillion, you know, I mean, just amazing. And just fell in love with, you know, the whole thing. Okay, now see how this has these little notches? I like those. So what I do is I just kind of just do like this, little divots. You could take this guy. Oops. I got to get that pin back on there. You could take this guy and punch little bits out, or leave it, or cut around it and not have it as a postage stamp, but have it just as a little piece of ephemera. Oopsie. Oh, I'm stuck. Well, today is Friday. I hope this loads today. Oof, had such a time. If it doesn't, it'll load Monday. So, but yeah, I had the video that is the one where I used the botanical freebie, and I made the labels out of those the stickers out of that label paper that I got at the thrift store. 3 times I loaded that video. One time it took forever, and then I got a message from YouTube that said, I don't even remember what it said, but basically it failed. And I'm like, okay. So then I went to do it again, and it was taking forever, like 2 days. So I deleted it, and then I had to do it again. I hate covering up all that, but okay. Now I want one more thing, I think. At least one more thing. What do we have here? That's spring. I don't know why. I must not have cut out flowers or something. Let's go over to these flowers here. Or mushroom. This is from the red add-on. Oh, that's cute. Maybe this one. Kind of fill in a little bit. Okay, I think that's cute. If you wanted to sew around it, I would sew the cover, the front and the back, before, you know, you put it together. I think that would make it a little bit easier for sure. Oh, this one already looks like it's done. Okay. All right. Fun. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back through because, whoops, I've used so much of the Summer Bounty over the last 2 years that I need to go back through and see what have I used that I could print again. That's what the great thing about, you know, having the digitals, I can just print it and print it. But I feel like there's some, I feel like there is some fussy cutting that I have used and not replenished. Oh, I made some beautiful journals with this Summer's Bounty kit. Okay, let me just see if there is. I gotta get this thing down here. Oops. Okay. This is kind of what I wanted. I wanted to see about maybe putting a word on here. I feel like I need a big one here. Maybe delightful. This this long, I got that from when we went to dinner the other day. Our silverware was in it. So when I asked the people, everybody at the table, I'm like, hey, if you don't get any food on your silverware packet, could I have it? Of course, everybody thinks I'm nuts, but there you go. I'm able to organize with it. That's probably the best. Well, we did it. I mean, did it and fixed some stuff. I'm still going to play with it, because not just this one or the other one that I made by decorating, but I'm I'm going to goof around with the whole process, because I just feel like there's a simple way, and I feel like it would be really fun. So I may come back again with it and see if I can improve on, you know, what I've done already. I feel like I definitely have improved over yesterday. That was, believe it or not, today was an improvement. I've also thought about, and I did try it with the other one, about like lapping one of the folds over, but then you would have to punch through everything, and then you would have this on the outside, and I wanted to avoid that. Of course, if you decided you wanted to do that, you could always put paper over it to cover it up. That's something you could do, but I wanted to avoid that. So okay, everyone. Well, gosh, thanks for hanging with me and journaling with me. And thank you always for your sweet comments, for watching the videos. Thank you for subscribing. We just appreciate your friendship, and we want you to know that you're so loved, and we pray blessings. Every one of you, we pray blessings over you. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.